Hey, Stoic warriors, they lied to you. Every motivational speaker, every self-help guru who promised that discipline was about willpower. Discipline isn't about force. It's about falling in love with your own potential and being disgusted enough with your current reality to actually do something about it. You're reading this because somewhere, deep in your bones, you feel it, that suffocating weight of a life half-lived. Not depression, not sadness, something worse. The silent scream of unused greatness rotting inside you. Your mind has become a prison warden, and you've become so comfortable in your cell that you've forgotten you're the one holding the keys. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for you. He wrote them in military tents while plague ravaged his empire, while his own son plotted against him, while death knocked daily at his door. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He discovered something terrifying and beautiful. The mind that torments you at night is the same mind that can liberate you at dawn. Tomorrow morning, while others dream of change, you'll be conducting an ancient ritual of mental warfare. 7 rules, passed down not through best-selling books, but through blood, sweat, and the kind of suffering that either breaks you or forges you into something unrecognizable. These Stoic practices aren't gentle. They won't coddle you. They'll rip apart the comfortable lies you tell yourself and rebuild you from the ashes. Why 5:30 a.m.? Because that's when your demons are weakest. That's when the voice of doubt hasn't had coffee yet. That's when the world hasn't had a chance to corrupt your clarity with its noise, its demands, its endless parade of meaningless urgencies. At 5:30 a.m., it's just you and the raw truth of who you're choosing to become. Some of you will read these 7 rules and feel a chill run down your spine, not from fear, but from recognition. Like you're remembering something you knew before the world taught you to be small. Others will close this video, choosing the familiar comfort of mental chaos over the uncomfortable work of transformation. Both reactions are perfect. The path of mental discipline wasn't meant for everyone, just for those brave enough to wage war against their own mediocrity. If you're ready to stop negotiating with weakness, to stop making treaties with your excuses, hit that subscribe button like you're signing a declaration of war against your lesser self. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below with one word that describes what you're leaving behind. And whatever you do, don't you dare skip ahead. Each rule is a weapon, and you'll need them all for the battle ahead. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My mind is ready for revolution. Now let's begin. Number 1. The Assassination of Yesterday. Every morning you wake up carrying corpses, dead dreams, decaying regrets, the rotting remains of who you were supposed to be. Your mind has become a graveyard, and you're the groundskeeper, carefully tending to things that should have been buried and forgotten long ago. The Stoics understood something we've forgotten in our therapy-obsessed age. Seneca wrote, "Nothing, Lucilius, is ours except time. Yet you gift your precious morning hours to ghosts." That argument from last week, that opportunity you missed in college, that person who left, they're all dead, but you keep performing CPR on their memories. The assassination of yesterday is violent by design. At 5:30 a.m., before your mind can start its daily haunting, you commit psychological murder. You kill every yesterday that tries to claim today. Not through denial or forced positivity, through calculated indifference. You acknowledge the past existed, then you execute its influence over your present. Stand up immediately when consciousness arrives. Don't negotiate. Don't transition gently. Stand like you're escaping a burning building. Because you are. The building of yesterday's failures is always on fire, and every second you linger, you inhale more smoke. The physical act of sudden rising sends a primal signal to your brain. The past ends here, at this exact moment, with this exact motion. Now speak this declaration into the darkness. Yesterday is dead. I am not its ghost. Feel how foreign those words taste. That's the flavor of freedom. Your mind will revolt, throwing memories at you like grenades. Let them explode. Stand in the shrapnel without flinching. This isn't about feeling good. It's about breaking the addiction to feeling bad. You've been programmed to believe that processing the past requires endless analysis, but the Stoics knew better. Sometimes the most profound therapy is simply refusing to show up to yesterday's appointment. Every morning you practice the assassination. You're training your mind in the lost art of productive forgetting. Tomorrow, when you rise at 5:30 a.m. and perform this execution, you'll feel something crack inside you. That's not damage. That's the shell of accumulated yesterdays finally breaking. What emerges isn't positive thinking or motivation. It's something far more powerful. Presence. Pure, undiluted presence, unmarred by the fingerprints of the past. Number 2. The Sovereign's Declaration. Power doesn't announce itself quietly. When lightning splits the sky, it doesn't apologize for its brightness. At 5:30 a.m., after assassinating yesterday, you must claim your throne with the kind of declaration that makes the universe sit up and pay attention. Epictetus, born a slave, discovered the ultimate paradox. No one is free who is not master of himself. Physical chains couldn't imprison him because he had already claimed sovereignty over the only territory that mattered, his mind. Every morning, he reminded himself who truly ruled his internal empire. Not circumstances, not other people, not even pain. Him, only him. The Sovereign's Declaration isn't an affirmation. Those are for people who hope. This is a decree, issued by you, the undisputed monarch of your mental realm. Stand in your room like you own not just the space, but the very air within it. Spread your arms wide, taking up space you've been too polite to claim. Now declare with the authority of someone who has already won. I am the sole author of this day's story. Feel ridiculous? Good. Sovereignty feels ridiculous to subjects. You've spent so long serving the opinions of others, the expectations of society, the demands of your fears, that claiming your crown feels like costume play. But empires aren't built by people who whisper. They're built by those audacious enough to declare themselves worthy before anyone else agrees. Your mind will mock you. Who are you to make declarations? You're nobody special, perfect, let it laugh. Kings and queens were often ridiculed before they were revered. The act of declaration isn't about being ready. It's about becoming ready through the very act of claiming. You don't wait for confidence to declare sovereignty. You declare sovereignty to manufacture confidence. Every dictator throughout history understood this principle. Power belongs to whoever claims it most convincingly. But you're not trying to rule others. You're staging a coup against the tyrant that's been ruling you, your undisciplined mind. The Sovereign's Declaration is your daily revolution, your bloodless coup, your peaceful transfer of power from chaos to consciousness. When you make this declaration tomorrow, something shifts in the cosmic ledger. The universe, which has been treating you like a supporting character, suddenly recognizes a protagonist. Not because you've earned it yet, but because you've had the audacity to claim it. And in that claiming, the earning begins. Number 3. The Hunger Meditation. While the world sleeps stuffed with comfort, You're going to remember what it means to be hungry, not for food, for life itself. The Stoics knew that comfort is the silent killer of greatness, the soft prison where potential goes to die. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the known world, regularly slept on the floor and fasted, not because he had to, because he needed to remember that hunger keeps you sharp, while satisfaction makes you soft. Confine yourself to the present, he wrote, knowing that hunger lives only in the now, never in the comfortable past or the promising future. At 5:30 a.m. after your declaration, sit on the floor, not on your bed, not on a cushion, on the cold, hard floor. Feel the discomfort shoot through your bones. This is the hunger meditation, deliberately choosing discomfort to awaken the predator that comfort has tranquilized. Close your eyes and visualize your deepest hunger, not your goals, not your dreams, your hunger, the raw, animalistic craving for something more than this half-death you've been calling life. Let that hunger fill your belly like fire. Feel it burn through the contentment that's been keeping you tame. Most people meditate to find peace. You're meditating to find war, the kind of internal war that produces external conquests. Peace is for the graveyard. You're here to feel so hungry that staying still becomes impossible. Your soft life has taught you to fear hunger, to immediately satisfy every craving, to never let yourself feel the beautiful edge of wanting. But hunger is your ally, your teacher, your secret weapon. The hungry wolf hunts. The satisfied wolf sleeps. Which one survives winter? Which one leads the pack? Which one becomes legend? As you sit on that unforgiving floor, let hunger speak to you. Not the whining of want, but the roar of necessity. Feel it in your teeth, in your fingernails, in the primitive part of your brain that modern life has tried to domesticate. This isn't visualization, it's resurrection. You're bringing back to life the part of you that civilization killed. Tomorrow morning, when comfort whispers, "Stay in bed," your hunger will scream louder, because you've fed it with meditation, acknowledged it with reverence, promised it the hunt it's been craving. You're not trying to become motivated. You're trying to become starved, starved enough to finally feast on your own potential. Number 4. The mirror trial. The bathroom mirror at 5:30 a.m. is not glass, it's a courtroom, and you're about to conduct the most brutal trial of your life, where you're simultaneously the judge, the prosecutor, the defendant, and the jury. The Stoics called this reflection, but they meant something far more savage than gentle contemplation. Cato the Younger, so hardcore that other Stoics thought he was extreme, would stand before the Roman Senate and publicly examine his own failures. Not for sympathy, not for absolution, for the brutal pleasure of honest reckoning. I will begin to speak when I have that to say which had not better be unsaid. At 5:30 a.m., everything unsaid to yourself must be spoken. Stand before your mirror completely still. No phone in hand, no distractions, no escape routes. Look into your own eyes like you're staring down an enemy, because in a way, you are. The person in that mirror has been sabotaging you, lying to you, accepting less than you deserve. Now, conduct the mirror trial. Speak your accusations out loud. You promised yourself you'd change. You didn't. You said this time would be different. It wasn't. You had every opportunity. You wasted them. Feel each word land like a verdict. This isn't self-hatred. It's self-honesty so pure it burns. You're not here to destroy yourself. You're here to destroy the delusions that have been protecting your weaknesses. But here's where the mirror trial becomes transcendent. After the prosecution rests, you switch sides. Now defend yourself with equal ferocity. You survived what should have broken you. You're still standing when others would have fallen. You're here at 5:30 a.m. when millions choose sleep. Present evidence of your strength, not to excuse your failures, but to remind yourself that the same person who failed is capable of succeeding. The verdict? There is none. The mirror trial never ends in conviction or acquittal. It ends in transformation. Because when you can look at yourself with neither delusion nor destruction, when you can see both the coward and the hero, the failure and the phoenix, you achieve something rarer than success: clarity. Most people avoid mirrors or use them for vanity. You're using yours as a weapon of mass self-destruction and reconstruction. Every morning, you're demolishing the facade and rebuilding with truth. It's painful. It's supposed to be. Surgery without anesthesia usually is. But you're removing tumors of self-deception that have been metastasizing for years. When you face that mirror tomorrow, you won't see your reflection. You'll see your revolution. The person staring back isn't who you were or who you'll become. It's who you are right now, in all your contradictory glory. Weak and strong, broken and healing, dying and being born. The mirror trial doesn't resolve these contradictions. It teaches you to weaponize them. Number 5. The atomic decision. Every empire that ever fell started with one seemingly insignificant compromise. Every life that imploded began with one atomic decision that seemed too small to matter. At 5:30 a.m., you're going to split that atom and harness its power. Seneca wrote, "Every guilty person is his own hangman." But he wasn't talking about big sins. He was obsessed with the microscopic betrayals we commit against ourselves. The snooze button, the skipped workout, the ignored intuition. These aren't failures. They're assassinations of future possibilities. The atomic decision happens immediately after the mirror trial. You're raw, exposed, truthful. Now you must choose one thing that you'll execute today with absolute perfection. Not your biggest goal, not your most important task. One atomic decision that you'll honor like your life depends on it. Because it does. Pick something almost insultingly small. Make your bed with military precision. Drink exactly 8 glasses of water. Write 1 paragraph. The size doesn't matter. The sacredness does. This one decision becomes your religion for the next 24 hours. Everything else can burn, but this one atomic decision will be completed even if the world ends. You're probably thinking this is beneath you. You want the big transformation, the dramatic overhaul, the life-changing revelation. But that's exactly why you're still stuck. You've been swinging for home runs while striking out at life's most basic pitches. The atomic decision isn't about the task. It's about proving to yourself that your word means something, that when you decide, the universe itself cannot stop you. Here's the beautiful violence of it. When you keep that one atomic promise, something breaks inside you. The part of you that accepts excuses, that negotiates with weakness, that compromises with mediocrity. It starts to die. Not dramatically, but slowly, like a parasite being starved of its host. Every day you honor the atomic decision, that parasite gets weaker and you get stronger. Tomorrow at 5:30 a.m., when you make your atomic decision, treat it like a blood oath, because that's what it is. You're signing a contract with your future self, paid in the currency of present action. Choose something so small that failure would be embarrassing, then guard its completion like a warrior guards his king. The Roman Empire didn't fall because of barbarian invasions. It fell because of 1,000 tiny compromises that seemed reasonable at the time. Your empire, the life you're building, will either rise or fall based on these atomic decisions. Every morning, you're either laying another brick in your palace or pulling one out of your foundation. When you complete that atomic decision tomorrow, don't celebrate. Don't reward yourself. Simply acknowledge that you did what you said you'd do. In a world of broken promises and empty words, you kept one small promise. That makes you rarer than genius, more valuable than talent. That makes you reliable. And reliability is the skeleton key to greatness. Number 6. The death rehearsal. Every morning while others plan their day, you're going to plan your death. Not morbidly, not dramatically, strategically. The Stoics understood that death is the ultimate accountability partner, the only mentor who never lies. What is death but a transformation? Marcus Aurelius asked, not from philosophical comfort but from plague-ravaged battlefields where death was breakfast conversation. He discovered that rehearsing death daily didn't make him morbid, it made him unstoppable. When you've already died in your mind, what left is there to fear? At 5:30 a.m., after your atomic decision, lay back down. But this time, you're not resting, you're dying. Close your eyes and feel your last breath leaving. Feel your heart taking its final beat. Feel consciousness dissolving like sugar in rain. This is the death rehearsal, a daily practice of psychological death that murders your fear before fear can murder your dreams. Now, from that place of death, ask yourself, what did I die without doing? What words died in my throat? What love died unexpressed? What greatness died unpursued? Feel the weight of those undone things pressing on your chest like cemetery dirt. This isn't motivation, this is devastation, the kind that makes you dangerous to mediocrity. But here's the twist that makes this stoic, not sadistic. You get to come back. Your eyes open, your breath returns, your heart continues its rhythm. You've been given something most people never receive, a resurrection without the dying. You've tasted death without swallowing it. Now you know its flavor, and more importantly, you know what makes life worth tasting. The person who rises from the death rehearsal isn't the same one who laid down. You've seen the ending, felt the credits roll on your existence. Every excuse you had evaporates in the face of that ultimate deadline. I don't have time becomes laughable when you've just experienced having no time at all. What will people think becomes irrelevant when you've just been a corpse. Tomorrow morning, when you perform the death rehearsal, something ancient will awaken in you. Not motivation, not inspiration, inevitability. The inevitability of death makes the necessity of life non-negotiable. You'll rise from that rehearsal like someone who's been given a terminal diagnosis and a cure simultaneously. Terminal because you will die. A cure because you haven't yet. Most people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. You're dying every morning at 5:30 a.m., so you can live the rest of the day like someone who understands the violent preciousness of breath. Number 7. The sacred rage. Anger. They told you it was toxic, told you to breathe through it, process it, release it. They lied. The Stoics knew that anger, properly channeled, is rocket fuel. At 5:30 a.m., you're going to light that rocket and aim it at everything standing between you and your potential. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy, Marcus Aurelius wrote, but he was emperor because he understood something deeper. The best revenge is to become so magnificent that your enemies become irrelevant. The sacred rage isn't about them. It's about the holy fury of watching yourself accept less than you deserve and finally saying, enough. Stand up after the death rehearsal. Feel the blood rushing back to your limbs. Now, summon the sacred rage, not the petty anger of traffic jams and rude comments, the divine fury of a god watching its temple be desecrated. Because that's what you've been doing, desecrating the temple of your potential with your excuses, your comfort, your pathetic acceptance of good enough. Let that rage fill you. Feel it in your clenched fists, your tightened jaw, your narrowed eyes. This isn't loss of control. This is the ultimate control. You're choosing rage over resignation, war over peace, revolution over acceptance. Speak into that rage. I am furious at who I've been. I am violent with hunger for who I'll become. The sacred rage isn't destruction. It's construction powered by demolition. You're not angry at the world. You're angry at your own tolerance for mediocrity. That relationship that's draining you. That job that's killing you slowly. That dream you keep postponing. The sacred rage doesn't politely request change. It demands transformation or death. But here's what makes this sacred, not savage. You're going to channel every ounce of that rage into action. Not tomorrow, not later, now. That rage becomes the energy for your workout. That fury becomes the focus for your work. That anger becomes the audacity for your ambitions. You're not suppressing rage. You're investing it, like plutonium in a reactor, dangerous but directed. The world wants you calm, comfortable, controlled. Because calm people don't start revolutions. Comfortable people don't build empires. Controlled people don't change history. But you, filled with the sacred rage, at 5:30 a.m., you're none of those things. You're a force of nature that's learned to aim itself. When you practice the sacred rage tomorrow, don't be surprised if you scare yourself. That's the point. You should be terrifying to your old self, dangerous to your comfort zone, lethal to your limitations. This isn't about becoming angry. It's about becoming awesome through the sacred application of rage. The Stoics weren't peaceful. They were powerful. They didn't avoid anger. They transformed it into ambition. Tomorrow at 5:30 a.m., you'll understand why. Because the sacred rage doesn't make you mad. It makes you magnificent. It doesn't make you bitter. It makes you better. It doesn't make you destructive. It makes you legendary. You've just received 7 weapons of mass reconstruction, not theories, not concepts, battle tactics for the war against your own weakness. Tomorrow at 5:30 a.m., you'll either use them or you'll make excuses about why they're too extreme, too intense, too uncomfortable. Both choices are perfect. Warriors and worriers both get exactly what they deserve. The Stoics didn't promise happiness. They promised something better, strength. The kind that makes happiness irrelevant because you're too busy being magnificent. These 7 rules aren't meant to fix you. You're not broken. You're just asleep. And 5:30 a.m. is your wake-up call. Some of you will try this once and quit, returning to the comfortable prison of your undisciplined mind. Others will commit, discovering that discipline doesn't get easier, you get stronger. The pain doesn't decrease, your tolerance increases. The morning doesn't become less brutal, you become more dangerous. If this script lit something on fire inside you, share it. Someone needs to hear this. Subscribe if you're ready for more uncomfortable truths. Comment below with the rule that scares you most. That's the one you need most. Tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. 7 rules, 1 revolution. Your mind will either become your greatest weapon or remain your worst enemy. Choose.